Welcome back to Capitol Square. Time to hear from both sides on the top political issues of the week in a segment we call, of course, Two Sides. From the left, we welcome our good friend, Democratic strategist Dale Butland. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Jimbo.
And from the right, we say hello to our good friend, Republican strategist Bob Clegg.
Hey.
Did the good friend for both of you. The rules for the segment are simple. Put 15 seconds on the clock, put a topic on the table. Bob and Dale debate it. And when we hear this, the time is up. And Dale, we start with you this week. Who made the best case during the shutdown?
Every conservative, from John McCain to the Wall Street Journal, who warned the Republicans about shutting down the government and starting a fight that they couldn't win. Look, Republicans have every right to try to repeal Obamacare. They don't have the right to shut down the government or hurt the economy when they don't have the votes to get their way.
Well, obviously the Republicans stood for something they believed in. I'm not sure what the Democrats were standing for. No negotiations really isn't much to be standing on when you're trying to get the government back running again, but that's what they did. So obviously I think the Republicans believe what they wanted to do was the right thing, and I stand by that.
Okay, let's flip this around. Any losers from this shutdown?
Well, like the president said, I think there's no real winners in all of this. The R numbers, the D numbers, they're both going down. The president's at 42% in the Gallup daily tracking, so he really didn't win much out of this. I'll tell you, the one winner that came out of this is John Boehner. He actually went into this weaker than he's coming out of it.
Taxpayers were the biggest losers to the tune of $24 billion. But the second biggest loser was the Republican Party, whose national approval rating is now at an all-time low of 24%. And unfortunately for Republicans, Bob, Obamacare does not cover wounds that are self-inflicted.
All right, Dale, so the big question now, can anything be done to prevent another government shutdown in January?
Yeah, but only if everyone is willing to compromise and act like grown-ups. In the House, that means that so-called moderates like Pat Tiberi have to grow a backbone and start standing up to the Tea Party extremists. That's especially true for John Boehner. What we need from the Speaker of the House now is less profile and more courage.
Hey, Dale, I wish the President of the United States would listen to you, because at his press conference on Thursday, he sounded like a spoiled brat. Because all he did was stand there and say, you got to accept elections. You know what he's got to accept? He's got to accept the fact that he's got a Republican House. He has to deal with it. He can't say no negotiations. He's going to be stuck with it for the next 4 years.
All right, Bob, the health care exchange, working or not?
Well, the train wreck was actually worse than we thought it was going to be. But of course, that was obscured by the shutdown. They're hiding the enrollment figures still, as you heard the secretary just say in the show. We got clarification this week that Alaska actually enrolled one person. So, I mean, this is the rumor is it's gonna be delayed.
No question, these computer glitches have been a huge screw-up. But 50 million people still need health insurance, and in states like Kentucky and California, the exchanges are working fine. If they can work in California with 30 million people and 10% of the country's population, they can work in Ohio too if Bob's party would stop trying to sabotage them.
Okay, Medicaid expansion likely to pass the controlling board tomorrow. Dale, victory for Governor Kasich?
It would be a victory for taxpayers because they'll get $13 billion that would have otherwise gone to other states. But why did the governor have to get this through the controlling board rather than a legislature controlled by his own party? Because, like Congress, the State House is controlled by Tea Party extremists who would rather play politics than do what's best for Ohio.
Hey, Dale, once again, the president can take a little lesson from Governor Kasich, who is working with the opposition to get something done rather than trying to antagonize and demonize them. The governor's doing what he thinks is the right thing, and he's going to prevail, whether you like it or not.
Well, let's speak of that. Conservatives considering suing over Medicaid expansion. Is that a split in the GOP?
Well, I mean, they have real concerns about the spending, the additional spending, and about the fact that eventually we're probably going to get stuck with this by the federal government. But the governor's doing what he feels is the right thing to do, so he's going to go ahead and it's going to pass, and they're going to have to see if there's anything they can do about it.
Never mind that Medicaid expansion would save taxpayers billions of dollars and bring health insurance to 275,000 of Ohio's working poor. All Tea Party Republicans care about is bashing Obamacare and refighting the last election. They're going to sue the governor, a member of their own party? Tell me there's not a split within the GOP.
All right, we shift out of political mode into football mode as we hand off to the big NFL Today show. And then two games. You can watch both Ohio teams play right here on 10 TV starting at 1 o'clock with the Bengals versus the Lions. Dale, your pick.
My heart says Ohio, but my head
But
says.
I felt a butt coming on.
But my head says Detroit and Green Bay. I hope I'm wrong, and if you pick the same teams, I probably will be.
I'm going to go with my Detroit Lions, who beat the Browns last week, and I was wishing the Browns would be able to beat the Packers, but I
All right,
don't
well,
think
let's
they
hold
will.
off. Later today, it is the Browns versus the Packers, so you're saying the Packers in that.
Yeah, I'm saying the Packers in that. I don't want them to win, but I'm afraid they will.
Packers, you went against Ohio both, right? Both of you went against Ohio.
I went Detroit and Green Bay, but as I say, I've got hope, because if you pick those same teams, Jim,
Let's show them. Let's put them up.
I'll be wrong.
Tracy made her picks. She can't join us on the show today, but she did make her picks. You can see it on the screen right here. Tracy went with the Bengals. I'm trying to stall for that graphic. There it is. I went with the Browns. This is the Browns right here. The rest of you went with Green Bay. That's too bad. And on the Bengals, we don't have it, but Tracy with the Bengals. The rest of us went with Detroit. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching. See ya.
This was really good technical work today.